and get started. Okay. So I went to this talk by this Buddhist monk a couple of years ago. It was actually one of the first discussions that I went to when I started seriously practicing yoga. And he offered us, Lama Marud said, I'll give you this meditation and you can use it at any time because it's always true. You always start with Om just to make sure that you know that you're doing meditation. He says you say Om, it's this way now. Om, it's this way now. And it's always true. It's this way. And it can't possibly be any other way because then it would be another way, but it is this way right now. And the practice of contentment, santosha, one of these niyamas that we try to cultivate in our life. I talked recently about honesty and about nonviolence, and contentment is another thing that we try to continue to grow in our lives, because happiness and joy are wonderful, and there's nothing at all wrong with being happy and joyful, but to be perfectly honest, they're not entirely reachable at all points. Like, as much as I miss going to concerts, I can't spend the rest of my life like in the front row, like watching dogs like buzz drone like this. It would be depleted from my capacity to feel the range of emotions that are part of the human experience. I always think, I was like, man, I was going to say something else. I always remember the summer of 2015. If anybody lived in Portland at that time, you might remember what I'm talking about. It started around Valentine's Day, and it ended like the middle of October. It was like 80 degrees and sunny every single day in Portland, Oregon. It was super weird. And I was out of my head by the time October came around because I had just had too much of this good thing. And we were doing like the Portland summer type of stuff every day for like 6 straight months or something, and then we were just depleted. We didn't have that range of our personal experiences, and of course there was this like big drought that happened and lots of fires, and it was awful. But basically we have these experiences that are maybe not always so great, see current events, and we have circumstances that are kind of amazing, and then we have this space in between where we're able to just simply be okay with how we are. And especially when those times last a really long time, those spaces in the middle, they can kind of get uncomfortable because we want to experience that range, but to kind of level out in the middle is a little bit more of our goal and our best practices. So we're going to do some long held poses today to try to give ourselves the opportunity to cultivate that contentment. We call it santosha. And take your I'm going to assume you've washed your hands recently? Yes? Good. Take your index finger and your thumb together, and this squishy spot at the base of your thumb, you're going to brush that from the center of your forehead outwards towards your temples a few times. Anybody remember when we used to do this every time? And then start from the sides of your nose and go out to your temples along your cheekbones. And then from the temple down to your chin along the jawline. And from the sides of your nose down to your chin along your laugh lines. And then take your fingertips underneath and behind your ears, and there's a soft spot back there. Try to massage that spot because it feels nice. And then move upward from the soft spot until you get to the bony nubs that are back there, and lift up your spine from that point. You should feel soft in the front and the back of your neck. And think of lifting up from that point as you go ahead and drop your hands down somewhere comfortable in your lap. And close your eyes if that's comfortable to you. feel the softness in your face. The brushing creates a bit of a clean slate physically for the face, and that also translates emotionally often as well. If you have a bad feeling, your face is probably going to scrunch up. And if you scrunch your face up for too long, I'm pretty certain the bad feeling will follow. We're going to begin practice releasing the sound of Om 3 times, and if yours sounds more like a death growl or a scream of releasing frustration, just make a sound with us. First, take a big breath in through your nose. Breathe out through your mouth. And again like that. For 3 ohms. Welcome to your practice, friends. We're going to use today, if you just popped in with us, pillows. They can be bed pillows, they can be cushions. If you've got a yoga bolster, cool. If it's a really big pillow, then you might only need one. But make sure you've got 2 squishy things or folded up blankets. We're going to start off in child's pose. And if that's familiar and good on your body, you can go ahead and come there. What you might do is take one of your pillows and bring it in the backs of your knees, and then maybe take the other one down here so that you have a little bit more support, and then go ahead and drop your head. If you're maybe needing some more support around the belly, you can slide that out there. But do try to find a place where you can completely rest your head. We're doing this without the cushions. You're just toes together, hips back to your heels. Let the arms come somewhere comfortable to you. And take a few deep breaths. Feel the breath moving the backside of your body, expanding the backs of your ribs, and even pulling the hips gently back, getting a little bit more length through your spine. You can take a little shift side to side in your hips and see if that loosens anything up, if any tightness has come up. And then find a place where you can rest. Taking another 3 deep breaths on your own. Then lift your head up, look at your hands. You're going to take your right hand over towards the right side, just off of your mat space, not too far. And then bring your left hand over towards it. And if you've got a lot of pillows in between your belly and your thighs, you might not go as far, that's fine. Find a good place for you. Rest your head somewhere that makes sense. And push down into your left hand as you draw your left hip back. Notice if your shoulder's starting to creep up towards your ear on that left side. See if you can wrap the elbow downwards just a little bit more to relax that shoulder. Keep pushing down into your left hand and back through your left hip. Big breath in. Big breath out. Start to lift yourself up and work your way to the other side. Moving your left hand just off of your mat space and your right hand over. And then resting your head somewhere that is comfortable to you. Feel that length in the back of your neck, just like when you were lifting up from that space behind your ears before. Push out through the right hand and back through that right hip. Still keep moving the breath through the back side of your body. One more big breath in. Big breath out. And then come back into the center. Rest your head once more. Just visit child's pose again and see how it might have changed on your body since you first came here. Big breath in. Big breath out. Start to pull yourself up onto your hands and knees. We'll be on our knees for a little bit here. I'm going to shift so that you can see me. What you might do is place your cushion underneath your knees or grab a folded over towel. We're going to thread the needle. I'm going to mirror you. Go ahead and take your right hand and slide it underneath your, right behind your left arm until you come down to rest on the outside of your head, the outside of your shoulder. Keep your left hand on the floor here. Unless you really need it to be in a different position to feel more supported, you're just going to leave that left hand down. Very gently press your hand into the floor. Just enough for some contact. Not enough to be doing some crazy push-up nonsense. And then with the left hand supporting you, see if you can release that right shoulder. Release any control, any holding. If your hips are gliding over towards the left side, try to relax your legs and your hip sockets. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. One more breath here. Finish your exhale. And then start to press down with that left hand more. Start to come up. Place your right hand down. And then find the other side, threading the needle in the other direction, lacing that left arm through and pressing down into your right hand just a little bit. Like 10-15% of force. Just enough that you know you're doing it. Not enough to make you tired. But enough that hopefully now you can transfer all of the energy and support out of your left side so you can really settle into that shoulder stretch. Are you relaxing your head? Are you letting your eyebrows unknit from each other? Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Once more. Finish your exhale. Start to unwind and come back up on your hands. Now you're going to take your right leg and start moving it out to the right side. I've got my foot extended mostly off of my hip here. If that's too much stretch, you're just going to move that leg back a little bit, or maybe you bend your knee a little bit. But think about getting the leg straight and pushing the pinky toe edge of your foot down. It's fine if it doesn't touch. You should get a little stretch on the outside of your ankle. It might go all the way up the outside of your shin. Breathing in, breathing out. We're going to change the foot now. You're going to start to turn the toes up. You also want your knee to start going up, and this is going to bring the stretch more into the back of that leg. If you've got a lot of room, you might come down onto one forearm or both forearms. Maybe you drop your forehead down to the floor. And however far you go is not important. What's important, of course, is that you feel like you're getting a good amount of stretch. So wherever you're at, you feel like you're working and breathing. One more breath in. One more breath out. If you're down on elbows, start to come up onto your hands. You're going to walk away from that leg over towards the left side, and then take your right arm up in the air. Now, I'm on my fingertips to make sure that I can move my hips forward. And you're welcome to leave the foot on the floor or lift it up. I'm also on my fingertips to make sure that I'm not falling down into the shoulder, but that I'm lifting up away from the floor. Try to push outwards through the sole of your right foot. We're really opening the hips. So I'm not letting my hips settle back. I'm really opening them up and forward. This is a long time to hold your leg up. If you need to set it down, set it down. Try to hold it up with your belly and your underbutt and not with your eyebrows or the cheeks that are not on your, or the cheeks that are on your face. One more breath. Exhale. Go ahead and set that foot down. And then reach your arm into a wall, up and over here. And then go ahead and take the hands back down and the knees back in. And then your left foot's going to go out to the left side. Start trying to get the sole of the foot down. So my toes are facing forward. I'm trying to reach the pinky toe edge of the foot down. Start to stretch out some of the outer shin spaces. You've been walking around inside or outside, that can get kind of tight. One more breath. And then start shifting your legs. So we're going to turn it in the hip socket so that the toe and the knee face up. And then maybe you're down on one forearm, maybe you're down on two forearms, maybe you grab your cushion and lay yourself down. You don't have to be on forearms at all. Maybe you just reach that tailbone up. Okay. Good morning, hammies. Afternoon, wherever it is where you are. Big breath in. Big breath out. If you're down on elbows, start to come up to your hands and then take a walk over towards the right side. Yes. And then you're going to take your left arm up. Ooh, I'm on fingertips. That's right. That was helping me lift. Then you're going to lift that leg. Or not. You don't have to lift the leg. You can stay here. If you're staying here with the foot on the ground, still keep lifting up. You should still get a little bit of toning through your center by lifting away from the floor. Is your hand behind you? Check. Make sure it's above you. Keep pushing out through the sole of your left foot. I know, this is a while. Make sure your hips aren't dipping back. Lift them up. You can take breaks. You try to find softness, contentment, even in hard things. One more breath in. Exhale. Set the foot down. Go ahead and take that arm up and over. Lift that hip up. And swoop it down. Coming back to your hands and knees. We're going to go onto our backs for a little bit. And then come on down. And bring your knees into your chest. And keep holding onto your right leg. Extend your left leg out. It might not feel good on your back or on your legs at all to have the leg completely straight. You can bend the leg and still get this action of pushing the foot forward. But notice my toes are up. I want to push that left foot forward. And this is releasing my right hip, but it's also opening the front of the left hip. There's more work going on in the left leg than anything else. So check in that your shoulders aren't trying to do it. Your face isn't trying to do it, that you're really moving all the way outwards through the left leg, through the sole of the foot. Keep that energy going. 2 more breaths. Relax with your exhale and guide with your left hand the right knee over into a twist. You can reach the right arm out. Feel your chest opening as you breathe in and your belly softening as you breathe out. One more breath. Inhale, expand. Exhale, soften the belly. Make your way onto your back again. Go ahead and draw the left leg in. And then slide that right leg out. And even if it doesn't get completely straight, you can keep a little bend into the knee. If you can get the leg straight, go for it. Even if that means maybe you hold onto the back of your thigh instead of your shin. The action here and the energy is in the right leg. Even your arms, your hands, they're just holding on just to connect with the leg, not to squeeze it in, not to work too hard, just kind of existing there. But that right leg, you should feel a little bit of belly heat happening. One more breath. Push that foot out. Relax that foot, that right foot. We'll take the left leg over into that twist now. You'll notice I've got my foot resting on my leg. It helps me from getting too much crunch in the front of my pelvis. So you're welcome to do that as well. Or you can put the foot down on the ground. My knee just doesn't touch the ground unless I roll over a lot more. And I just want to stay here where I'm getting a bit of a twist to open the left side of my chest and the outside of the left hip. 2 more breaths. Big exhale. Return to your back. Stretch yourself out nice and long. Reach those arms or grab elbows behind you. Take a really big breath in. Fill yourself up as much as you can. Let it all go as you exhale. And then start to come up onto your forearms. So you're propped up on your elbows. You're going to take fish pose. So you're going to push down into your forearms so that your heart floats up. Go ahead and look upwards. If it's comfortable, you can let your head rest back. I prefer to keep my head on my spine. That's just a personal choice. Keep letting your heart stretch up. Keep pushing those arms down. Big breath in. And exhale. Come up onto your hands now, bend into your knees, place the feet down. Take one hand, shake your fingers out. Set them down, fingers facing mostly towards your hips. Do the other hand. Shake the fingers out. Set the hand down, facing mostly towards your hips. You're going to place your elbows back, your shoulders back, your heart forward. Push down into your hands. You don't need to take your hips up off of the ground to feel strength in your arms here, yes? So you could stay here, pushing the hands down and lifting the heart up, or come into altar pose. We're going to stay here for 5 breaths. Don't you wish I had told you that before you got here? You could always go back down. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Use your feet too. Breathe in. Breathe out. Again, big breath in. Big breath out. Last time. Big exhale. Take your hands down. Find something comfortable to do with your legs. You can just extend them out, or if you like to sit crisscross applesauce, you can do that. Take your hands, interlace your fingers, and then switch the cross of your fingers. Relax your chest. Just move the fingers, switching the weaving. Trying to keep your face soft and your breath steady as you go faster. Are you still content with your practice even when it's weird and it's hard to do things like move your fingers? Does your face agree that you are content? And then shake your fingers out. We're going to come into downward dog. If you really shouldn't be on your hands, I want you to come into child's pose and make this be an active child's pose. So you're just going to reach your arms out in child's pose, the same as you would in downward dog. We'll eventually come into a forward fold. That'll be our next shape after that. So if you need to come into either of those things, if you need to go down to child's pose or come into a forward fold instead of staying the full time in downward dog, you're always welcome to make these modifications. We'll be there for a little over a minute. So let's go. All right, so my hands are about shoulder width apart, about a doorway's distance apart. My fingertips are spread. I'm gonna lift my hips up. Your knees can be bent. Try not to send the weight forward to your hands. Keep thinking of your hips lifting up. Relax your head down. Feel your calf muscles dripping like melty ice cream down towards the floor. Your heels don't need to touch. My heels pretty much never touch in down dog unless I've been practicing for a really, really long time. And my body's very, very, very warm. And probably I'm in a slightly shorter dog, and that's how the heels are getting down. Your heels don't have to go down. Just make sure you're not wearing like crazy high heel stiletto kind of stuff in the green. Tailbone is reaching up. And you're not bearing the weight of your hands, you're using the whole arm to push out through those hands. Still breathing, I know you're still here. See if you can stay for 3 more breaths. One more breath if you're still in it. We needed that forward fold. Start to bring your feet to your hands and your hands to your feet. Bring the weight into your feet. Your hands can be at your shins. Give yourself a little bobblehead, yes and no. And you can even use your hands to walk them up your body as you roll yourself up. Keep your knees bent. Great. We're going to do side bends. We're going to hold them for 5 breaths. Then really think about how your feet are supporting you here, making sure that your legs are strong and that you're lifting up through your belly and your spine. So there's a lot of oblique core work here. If your back starts to hurt, come out of it. Not worth it to fight with it. But see if you can stay. We're going to take the arms up. You're going to catch hold of your right wrist. Feel your inner thighs lift as your big toe mounds press into the floor. Side bend towards the left side. And make sure your shoulder blades are released from your spine, that you're reaching the ears out of your shoulders, pushing those feet down. 3 more breaths. Good. Keep reaching up and out. 1 more breath in. 1 more breath out. Draw that belly in, come all the way up. And relax your arms down. Wiggle the shoulders out a little bit, back and forth. And then take your arms up.
Hold on to your left wrist. We're going to take that up and over. Now I don't have my shoulders back. They're slightly forward so that I can release my upper back, pushing down into both feet. Feel the inner thighs lifting like a water fountain. You're going up to go over. 2 more breaths. Big breath in. Stay there as you exhale. Draw the belly in to come up. Release the arms down. Wiggle your shoulders around.
We're going to sit back into chair pose. Bring your feet together to touch. And then you're going to take your hips and pull them back and reach your arms out and up. You may have guessed we're going to stay here for quite some time. Try to lift your toes up and then put your toes back down. Try to lift only a couple of your toes up. Maybe it's just the little toes or a couple of the little toes. Maybe you lift just your big toes up. Are you still sitting back into your hips? Are your shoulders out of your ears? Is your spine long? Are you drawing your belly in? Is that breathing thing still happening? Are you content even with this laundry list of ways to remain present in this chair pose? One more breath in. One more breath out. Straighten the legs, stand up, reach up, and release the arms down. We're going to come into chair pose again. This time we're going to work into a twist. Reach your arms out as you pull your hips back to find a really long spine, and then keep the long spine as your hands come to your heart. Squeeze your knees together to keep them even. You're going to take the left elbow down to your right knee, or hand to hip, hand to knee twisting here. Now you'll see I still have my knees in line. Sometimes this left knee wants to jut out and forward. Push into both feet. Just send both hips up. See if you can reach the tailbone and the sits bones back behind you. And then soften the belly every time you breathe out, so maybe your heart gets closer towards your thumb. Notice if your shoulders have shrugged up. Try to relax the shoulders back. Last exhale, soft belly. Unwind. Straighten your legs. Release your arms down. Last one, last twist. Reach your hips back as you send your arms up. Keep that length in your spine as you bring your hands down. And then either the right elbow to the outside of the left knee. Oh, I'm not mirroring you right now. I will in the future. Or hand to your hip, hand to your thigh. Don't let the knees weasel over that way. Don't let that right one come forward. You want to squeeze both hips back. Every exhale, soften your belly. Keep reaching ears away from shoulders, ears away from the tailbone. Soften your belly when you exhale. One more breath. Big breath out. Come back to the center. Straighten your legs. Release your arms. Okay, find warrior 2. So turning your right toes over, turn your left toes in, take your arms out. Look at both of your hands. Make sure that they're even with your shoulders. When your right knee is going out over your right toes, but not beyond the toes. It's right there over the ankle. And then look over your front fingertips. Push your feet down. How's this feeling? Warrior 2 seems to be one of those poses we don't like to spend a lot of time in. We feel like, oh, there's not a lot going on here, but there's a lot. There is. We're using shoulder muscles to lift the arms up. We're stretching and opening the chest. Working the hips, working the back ankle, working the thighs. Hopefully using the belly to draw in so that we're not letting our guts splay out. How connected can you be with this moment? One more breath in. One more breath out. We're going to take a little break. Straighten the legs, reach the arms up. And then go back into warrior 2.
We're going to go really slow, working into side angle. Why? Because then I really know that I'm pulling the right thigh bone back towards the left foot. You feel it? Go ahead and put your elbow down. Push the elbow down so that you're up and out of that shoulder, and then take the other arm up. Now see if you can rest into the back side of your body. There's just that gentle shift where you kind of settle back. And from there, you might be able to reach this arm up and over more. Are you still pushing into the back foot? Have your hips migrated back behind you. Try to keep them underneath. Big breath in. Big breath out. Draw your belly in. Come all the way up. And then switch the feet, finding warrior two on the other side. So I bend into that left leg. Right in the same direction as the toes. Those back feet come in. My arms are out. This leg is straight. You might need to adjust the position of your foot to let that happen. Peek at both of your hands. Make sure that they're even, that they're not gliding up, but that you're using those upper back muscles to extend your fingertips out. Your gaze goes over your fat fingers. Staying there with your focus over your fingers. What's beyond your fingers? What's on your fingers? How do the back fingers feel? 2 more breaths. Take a little break, straighten the legs, reach the arms up, and then come back down into warrior two. Now this thigh, you want to keep reaching it towards the back foot and reach slow out and out and out and out and out until your elbow comes down. And you don't want to, see how my shoulder and my face are getting really close? I'm going to push down to find some space there to extend the right arm up and over. My palm faces down, my shoulder blade rolls forward, but I don't hide behind that arm. I'm still open through the chest. And keep reaching this thigh bone back, pushing into that back foot. See if you can rest into the back of your torso gently. Like if everything inside of you just started to back. Ears off of shoulders. 1 more breath. Big exhale. Draw the belly in, come up. And then bring the feet in. Gracefully, I guess. Okay, we're going to spend a really long time in tree pose. And you are not cheating at all if you want to hold a wall or a table, a bookshelf or something. One thing before we get in there, with the leg that gets lifted up, and yours can go on your calf, it does not need to be up here, please don't put it on your knee. When you have the knee reaching out, it's going to lift the front of your hips. And that's going to help to draw in the low belly so that you're a little bit more stable. If you let the knee come in, it's going to let your pelvis tilt forward, and then I lose all of this control, and ab muscles are there for balancing. So this is part of what holds your body up. If you lengthen your knee away from you, it's going to let the front of the hips lift up. Yes? So start out standing on your right leg, and you're going to push down so that you get taller. We're going to take that foot up either on the inside of the shin and the shin calf. You can have your toes on the ground if you're not feeling great with balance. We're going to be here for a while. Do something with your arms. Maybe you want to have arms open, like, Lord help me. You could have your branches up. You could do a funny dance if it feels good to you. But try to find stability through this trunk, through this foundation. Lengthening that knee away. Ears off of shoulders. If you're going to rise into the front body too much, you might start lifting that hip and losing this lower ab control. Can you settle gently into the back body? I know you're still here. If you need to take a break, take a break. If you fall, great. Now your body knows what doesn't work. It'll find something else again. Try to look at something that's not moving. Finding your breath. Have you gotten shorter? Could you push down into your foot and get taller? A few more breaths. And out. Big exhale. And then take your foot up and set it down. Cool. We're going to do a good thumb stretch in a moment. Come in a tree pose. Other side. Just make sure that this foot is not on your knee. If this is where your foot is going, it's making your knee go side to side. It doesn't even feel good for me to put it there to pretend. So you're going to take it lower, just a little bit. And then you've still got this opening. Okay, not important how high you get the leg up. And lengthen that knee away so the front of the pelvis lifts. Let everything in your body gently soften back. Kind of like you're just sinking back into a really comfy chair or couch. You're letting yourself rest back in a hammock. Oh, hammocks are awesome. Find something to do with your branches. Don't fall like a comfy couch into that supporting leg. You want that leg to still be strong. And you find the balance between effort and ease here. Take 3 more breaths. Big breath in. Big breath out. And take the leg up and set it down. I'm going to do a little cross-legged twist that should help to release the outsides, or cross-legged pull that should help to release the outsides of the hips. I'm going to take your right leg and slide it back behind you. We're going to come down into a fold. You're either going to hold onto your shins or let your hands come down towards the floor. Now this is probably already releasing the outside of that hip. If you want it to go more, you're going to walk your hands over towards the left. Try to relax your head down. I do a terrible job of demonstrating that because I feel like I always have to have my head up a little bit to talk to you. So do as I say, not as I do. Thanks. Big exhale. Then come back to the center. You're going to push down into your feet, lift up. And then switch your legs. So now your left leg is behind. Go ahead and come forward. You can stop with hands at shins or come all the way down into this fold. If your hands are at your shins, maybe just lean your nose over towards that right side. Or you can take your hands over towards that right side. Ooh, that IT band is right on this side. Big breath in. Big breath out. And back to the center. You're going to stand up with your legs crossed, which sometimes is weird. Go ahead and unwind the legs. And we're going to come down onto our hands and knees again. If you wanted to grab your cushions, make sure that they're handy. Maybe one of them goes underneath your knees. And you're going to take your right foot forward. And you're going to scooch it pretty far forward so that there's a good amount of space in between your front foot and your back knee. Put my hands up on my thigh here. I want you to do a quick check for me. Go ahead and look down and see if you can see your left knee. If you can see it, it means you're probably here. Or even worse, maybe you're back here. And then you're not going to release the front of this left thigh. So I'm going to bring your foot more forward. Now push down into your right foot so that that right hip rolls back slightly. We're going to take the arms up. Do something that you like with your hands. Maybe you've got this big wide open shape. Maybe your arms are lifted higher. Maybe you like steeple fingers. Maybe you want to rest your head in your hands. We're going to look and lift up. We've been settling back into a few shapes here. On this one, lift and extend up and out. Longer through the spine, forward through the hips, down through the front foot. Big breath in. Exhale. Everybody bring your hands in towards your heart. We're going to twist over the front leg, either taking the left elbow down or left hand to the knee, right hand to the hip. Pull that right hip in, and with every exhale, soften your belly and twist deeper. And you try to open your chest, reach the ears out of your shoulders. For some reason, this is always really weird on my balance. One more breath in. One more breath out. And then start to lift yourself off of that knee. You're going to take your hands down. You're going to move your foot over towards the left hand and lower your knee down. I'll show you from the front. So I am very much foot back, not shin parallel with the front of the mat, but my knee is out wider than my torso. Okay, in this pigeon pose, you might be seated over on one hip or the other, and if that's the case, you're going to grab your extra cushion and you're going to set it in so that you just got something to make contact with. What you might do is say, I love pigeon pose, this is great, and then you're going to come down and rest maybe on your forearms, maybe you lay down on the floor. If you're feeling like your knee and your ankle, etc. are not okay with this, we take this shape a lot, ankle on the knee, it does roughly the same thing. So just decide which seems a little bit better for you, okay? Even though I don't need it, having that contact on my hip is very supportive, and it really helps me release the tissue on the back of the leg. One more breath in. One more breath out. Start to come up onto your hands. You're going to lift your hip up. If you've got that cushion, you might slide it up and out of the way. We're going to come into the lunge on the other side, bringing your left foot forward. And as you come up, you're going to give a little bit of foot scooching. Look down, see if you can see that knee, because if you can see it, you're probably a little bit back here. You want to try to bring the hips forward, even if you're not as far apart as this, even right here. As long as you're stretching this, that's great, you're in a good place. So you're going to take your arms up. You get to choose. But find it and stay there. If you've got your arms up, make sure your shoulders aren't up in the back of your head, that they're expansive, so that you still have this strength in the back of your heart. Push down into the front foot. Gently draw that front hip back. Open the front of the hips. Is your gaze steady? Is your breath steady? 2 more breaths. Hands to your heart. Right elbow turns down to the left knee, or you've got the hand at the knee and the hand at the hip. Now, what often happens is you can let this top shoulder roll forward if you're not staying with it. You're going to push into both hands to revolve the heart up. And keep sliding that left thigh bone back towards your right foot. Your belly gets softer with every exhale. Stay here. Breathe in, open the chest. Exhale, soften the belly. Reach the ears off of your shoulders, long spine. Exhale into the twist. One more breath.
Start to lift your belly, unwind. You're going to take your hands down, move that foot over towards the right hand, and then you're going to take the knee down. I slide my foot back a little bit more, you see that? And my hips are even. You don't want to rest over or over. You want to be right steady in the middle. Probably taking a little extra support here behind the hip. And coming down, maybe on the forearms. Maybe this is the side that feels, oh my gosh, just not good. If it's painful, you shouldn't be here. If it's weird, kind of worth learning to breathe in weirdness. That way we're prepared to breathe in the weirdness that happens outside of awesome Metal Yoga. Can you find contentment even here? Even if pigeon is not your favorite pose. Take a big breath in. Relax something as you breathe out. One more breath in. Soften as you breathe out. Start to bring your hands in underneath your shoulders. Lift yourself up. You're going to remove that cushion. Slide your leg back. Take some circles, maybe some cat-cow if that feels more familiar to you. Just make some movement, just in case there's any sticky spots. Make sure you go in both directions. We've done a lot of outer hip opening. We've done a lot of twisty work to prepare for this. We're going to take cow face pose. We're going to do eagle arms with it. And you'll get what I mean when we get there. I would recommend taking your cushions and doubling them up at this point. And then putting them back in between your feet. Now, you're going to take your right thigh and bring it over by your left thigh. So now both of my feet are over on the one side. And I'm going to cross my left thigh back and behind. And now my feet are open. And now I'm going to sit back. I have to scooch a little bit. Oh, this is so awkward. Oh, God. Okay. Cool. Welcome to the pose that nobody really likes. It's taken me a long time to finally get peace with all of the ways that this pose helps to open up my body. It took years for me to even admit that I kind of sort of enjoyed something going on here. Your feet, I think it's a lot easier to have the feet really close to your hips. If you've got a lot of inward rotation, you might be able to bring your feet further away. Oh my gosh, it feels terrible to me. I don't do it. If this is bothering either of your knees, particularly that bottom one, you're going to unwind that leg and take it forward and stay here. Okay? You need to maybe fold a pillow up underneath you so you have more lift. Go for it. So we've got cow face legs. This is supposed to be the long shape of a cow. Now you make it smell like face like you smell one. And we're going to take eagle arms. So if you've got your right leg crossed on top, take your left arm and wind up your hands like so. So I've got my palms together. I'm going to reach my elbows forward and soften my body into the back side of my torso. Not round back, rest back. If your arms don't wrap up like that, then maybe you just give yourself a hug, maybe massage the backs of your shoulders with your fingers. I like elbows and hands together as kind of a good intermediary point, but sometimes that causes the pectorals, the chest, and the front of the shoulders to kind of lift and crunch up. So find something that allows you to be soft in the front of your chest and open in the upper back. And what will happen here a lot, you can keep your arms there if you feel okay about it still, is that the muscles in the sides of the hips kind of lift up and resist
settling. Like, I don't know if we're okay here. Can you try to just be okay here? Can you let go of that gripping slowly, softly? It's a continuous dialogue with the body. One more breath in. One more breath out. Unwind your arms. And we're going to wrap the legs up the other way. You can just unwind them like so. But I really do like coming in from up here so that I can snuggle my knees together and then sit back. Yes? I want to try to get those knees nice and close. You might have like a knee that's way up here. That's fine. Maybe you have another pillow that you slide in underneath that knee. Maybe you just do some more snuggling and wiggling. And it's okay as long as it doesn't hurt. If this knee is the one that's not okay with this position, send that leg out in front of you. We're going to take those eagle arms again. So you're going to take the opposite arm on top. Winding your hands around, giving yourself a hug. Maybe elbows and palms are together. Try not to have a back bend. Try not to roll back in the spine. Can you find center? Can you rest in that center? It's a very intense posture in which you are not really doing much of anything. What's difficult is just being here. And you find contentment here. One more breath. Unwind your arms. Start to unwind your legs. What often feels really nice here is to kind of let the knees windshield wiper side to side. And then we're going to come off of the pillows, and you're going to set these up. You're going to take, if you've got two really big pillows, I would say only use one. Or if you've got a really big pillow, just go ahead and use one. Yours might be like really big and fluffy, and you'll just stick with that. If one of your pillows is soft enough to fold, I'd like you to fold it in half and place it in the middle of the other one. You're going to lay down where on the biggest part of this is the center of your rib, your shoulder blade. So back there where there's that little divot in the middle, yeah, like just a couple inches below your armpit, that's about where you're going to go here. So let's do it. Come on back. And then if you're on pretty squishy pillows, you probably have no problem at all taking your hands back behind your head and then resting your head on the floor. If your pillows are too tall, maybe you undo the fold in one of them. Maybe you slide one out of the way. If you cannot relax here, if this is panicky to you, it's not worth staying. We don't need to be content with trauma. And can you let yourself be stable in this place where you are expansive through the heart, opening in the front of the ribs. I've got legs straight, that feels good to me. You might have knees bent or knees open. How much can you commit to doing nothing here but breathing? Check in every once in a while for little surveys of the body to notice if tightness has come up. It's like you're watching clouds on a beautiful day. And then everything is lined up just right and you have nothing else to do but simply be here and enjoy this moment. If you don't already have legs bent, go ahead and gently bend them. Place the soles of your feet on the floor. And you're going to roll over to one side. Just catch yourself with your hands. Press yourself up. When I take these pillows the same shape, instead of having them underneath your shoulder blades, you're going to bring them underneath the small of your back. So the flat part right here, the sacrum. Go ahead and slide these off to your side. You're going to lay yourself down. And then take their hips up so that you can bring your pillows so that you are resting on the lower part of your back here. Try and maybe if your pillows are about my size, probably they're going off the end of your bum, and then the waistline lines up more or less with the top of the cushions. You shouldn't have much of your rib cage supported, if any of it, by these pillows. And then even if your hips aren't super high, you could maybe like fold one of the pillows over if you really need more lift, but I'm gonna say honestly less is more here. You're gonna take one of your legs and extend it out, and if your lower back is like, wow, I wish we hadn't done that, you're just gonna let the knees bend and fall against each other. But if your lower back is like, that's interesting, and the front of your hip is like, ah, yes, this is interesting, hang out here. Maybe place the hands on your belly or rest the arms open. You're about halfway through. So if you do have the one leg extended, go ahead and draw it in so that you can slide the other one out. If you feel like something's not quite right, make a small adjustment to yourself. A small adjustment in your body. Try to find where it feels a little bit more balanced. Sometimes a little adjustment is necessary. Contentment doesn't mean that we make no changes. Contentment means that we are okay with this space until it does change, because it will, whether we choose or not. you've got one leg out, start to slide it in. Soles of the feet are down on the mat. Just press down on the feet enough that you can slide the pillows out from underneath your hips. Slowly release the hips down onto the mat. Open your arms out. Let the knees rest over towards one side. Start to move them over towards the other side. Just really lazily drifting the legs one side to the other. And the next time you go over to the left side, just come back to the middle. If there's any other poses that your body would like you to do before you rest, please do them. You're welcome to take a seated meditation instead of Shavasana. I would recommend for Shavasana today, since you have these two cushions or one big one, that you go ahead and slide them underneath your thighs so your legs are supported. Your shoulder blades are softly drawn underneath the heart. So allow the front of the chest to be open. Finding this place where you are able to rest, able to be peaceful. Settling in.
it's this way now. Oh, it's this way now. Find some peace in the truth of those words. Because it's this way now, and it was other times before, and it'll be different times and different ways in the future. But it's this way now. It is time for it to be another way. We'll start to make our way out of Shavasana. Just taking this nice and slow, breathing a little bit more deeply, maybe wiggling your fingers and toes. And eventually roll to one side. Offering yourself gratitude for tuning in today, for coming to your mat. And when you feel ready, start to bring yourself to your own version of a comfortable seat. Bring your hands together at your heart. As we continue to move through this altered world and the way that things will continue to change, I wish you all coffee to change the things that you can. Really heavy, awesome music to deal with the things that you can't. And your yoga practice so that you may continue to be able to be aware, to tune in, and to know the difference. Let's seal practice with an Om. Deep breath in. Bowing down to the love, the light, and the darkness that resides within each of our hearts. Namaste. Hey, Cervantes! Good to see you. Hi, Mandy and Rory. Hey, everybody. Wonderful days. Thank you for being here.
That was so great. Thank you, April.
Yay! I'm so glad you enjoyed. Thanks.
Music today was awesome as well.
Yes, thank you. I'm like obsessed with that Rotting Christ song. I'm gonna post the playlist. Don't worry, you know I always do.
Yes.
Put it up there.
Awesome.
It'll be up on YouTube, and I'll put a Spotify link too. This will be up on YouTube. I might be tomorrow at this rate, but yeah, it'll be up.
Yeah. Thank you.
Reach out to me if you ever have any questions, requests, suggestions, etc. You're all doing awesome. Have a really good day. The sun's out. It wasn't even supposed to be out. I don't know. It's great.
Bye, April. It was great.
Thanks.
Bye. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much again.
Thank you, Victoria. Bye.
Bye.
Hey, Andrea. Bye, Petra. Thanks for being here.